Greetings, my YouTube fam. My name is Karen and I go by the name of Kai. And the purpose of me having this YouTube channel is to reach like-minded individuals with the desire to raise their consciousness and help create a life of vibrating at a divine frequency. So today is my Saturday spell, and I don't have 5 words for you, but I have 4. And my first word is division. And I came up with that word only because I realized the world is so divided. And it was a purpose that the Western world created this division. And, you know, in so many, I'm going to say it's so many series of division in this world right now. However, I can't touch all of them. But for the first part, it starts with religion. Religion has been the biggest division in our lives. And especially, I'm going to say, melanin enriched people, because we have so many different entities of religion that it caused a huge division within our families, within our circle, our friends, and so on and so forth. And you can't even, and I don't know how it is here in the East, but in the West, you can't speak about religion at work or schools. It's unlawful. And it's like talking about politics, and I call it politricks, but it's just like talking about politics. It normally causes a friction in a conversation. It causes an unbalance, and it makes people sometimes it causes contention. So that's where the division comes from. So when I looked up the word, and in the 14th century, it just meant force apart. So I just went to the easiest etymology that I saw, and force apart meant just what I'm talking about. The division was made to force us apart. And it's so important that we come back together, that we reunite, you know, that we come together and realize that they were so successful in dividing. Remember, it's in the Bible where it says the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And within that whole realm of it was division, because they used division to do it. Some of us turn on each other. And my oath to myself is, even when my own brothers or sisters get me so pissed off. Now, trust me, I've had that experience at work where I got totally pissed off by my co-workers. But because they are melanin enriched people, I wasn't bringing that to my, what would I call them? My vanilla bosses, and I'm not gonna say boss. I take back the word boss. I was not bringing it to my vanilla managers or supervisors. There was no way, because they like to see the division. They get self-gratification from it. So I chose to keep it to myself and talk to that individual one-on-one, so we can air out our differences and move on. And that should be something we all do out of respect for each other. If we have an issue with each other as melanin people, let's deal with it on the surface between each other. Don't bring it to the vanilla people, please. The next one is psychic. And I thought about psychic because I think about psychological manipulation that we're still under. Right now I'm talking about words that I have to remind myself each and every day not to use, because I am so psyched into using them that I have to remind myself on a daily basis. Sometimes it slips out. You heard me say boss. It slips out and I have to renege that. I have to take it and bring it in and remember what I really want to say and the way I want to say it and the word that I want to choose to say it. Is so important. We raise our vibrations. That's what I'm here to do, to help us, you, me, everyone that's watching me right now, to raise our vibration, to raise our consciousness. So when certain things come into our subconscious, we can decipher it. The fact that we are praying, that I pray, and I pray for all of us, that our knowledge is increased and that our discernment is elevated, because we want to have discernment when it comes to our day-to-day living. So psychic, it was pertaining in the 1872 century, 1800 century, pertaining to human souls. Whoa. When they talk about souls, they going really deep, because this is the warfare that we have to fight on a daily basis. And that is to protect our souls. When they come with those inoculations and tell us that it's for our health, they taking souls, it's changing your DNA. When we are watching TV, television, and we are watching certain programs, it's messing with our soul. It's programming us to be more on the, you know how they used to, you'll watch a cartoon or something and they have the good twin and the bad twin. So the bad twin represented what? The enemy. Yeah. The evil, the demons. And the good twin represented the godlike, the divinity, the angels. So we have to choose. We have to choose. And that's where the battle is. Each and every day we get up choosing, what side do we want to be on? And I'm here to help myself and you choose the right side. The side that has the highest consciousness, that you are tapping into your divine self. When you, as a god or a goddess, living up to your highest consciousness, your highest potential, that's the purpose here today. And every day that I get on this camera, that's my purpose. Raising consciousness. So they are, the psychic is pertaining to the human soul. So psychologists, when they take you to a psychiatric ward, when my oldest son was just a child, they wanted me to take him to get evaluated, because they said that he had some ADHD, I think that's what they said. And I was very young then, because I had my first child as a teenager. And I realized that they were trying to intimidate me with that too. However, the Almighty resonated within me, and the goddess that I was stood up, looked them in their eyes and said, no, my son doesn't need to be evaluated. He doesn't need any medication. Why? Because he's a child. He is 8 and 9 years old, and he's doing just what 8 and 9-year-old children do. So leave him alone. If you see him today, he's an introvert. Back in that time, he'll tear this whole house up. However, you can't determine because a child is being a child that they have some type of psychological issues. That's wrong. That's why we have so many people out here right now with mental issues. Because they came to the parents and the guardians and told them that they needed medication. Medication that disrupted their whole anatomy, their thought pattern, threw them off. So, going back to psychic, it also in the 16th century, in the Greek, under the Greek vocabulary, it was also for the soul, the spirit, and the mind. So these psychologists and these psychics that so-called reading people's minds, don't fall into the trap. Don't fall into the trap. That's all I have to say, and I'm moving right along. Conscience and conscious. So I keep on using that word, consciousness. Conscious. Conscious is knowing and being aware. Let us tap into our consciousness so we can be aware, we can read between the lines, and we can see all of the friggeries that's going around in the world. Let us keep our guards on, keep our third eye open. Open. If you notice, I don't use the word wake. I'm not waking anybody up. You know what wake means? We spoke about that in my last video. I put it up on the screen. We don't talk about wake. Wake is when you celebrating someone that transitioned. No, we opening up eyes. We want people to see the truth behind the lie. It's so hard when we have been programmed for so long. It's so hard to see the truth because the truth seems like a lie and the lie seems like the truth. But let's open up our minds, raise our consciousness. Remember, being aware and knowing the facts is raising our consciousness. And the last but not least is currency. And I only thought about currency because, don't we all need some type of currency to survive? That's money. It's a necessity. And it should be more of a need than a want, because we need it to survive. We need it to eat our food. We need it to pay our bills. So don't make your want confuse you of your needs. Because some people do some of anything for money. And you know what they say, what the love of money is, it's the root of all evil. So let's use it for what it's there for. And that's just for necessities. So currency is a condition of flowing, the root to run. So it's just like water. You know, the water runs like current. It flows. So that's all we need. And we need the flow of currency to continue going through our day-to-day living. And nothing's wrong with that. I absolutely see nothing wrong with that. That's what we need. I thank you for watching this video to the end. And I hope and pray that it helped raise your consciousness and you'll be able to like, comment, and share. Don't forget to subscribe. More love.